I had a unfortunate incident on my ST1300 motorcycle where I came a little bit too close to a luggage rack here at the house. Put a nice little groove right down through the paint. So I'm gonna work on that. I've been watching some videos. First thing I'm gonna do is try to smooth out the edges of it, because I understand it actually cuts a groove and the edges of the groove will be higher than the paint. So I got some 2000 grit sandpaper. I'm going to sand over it, and I got a special paint pen with an abrasive tip on it, and I'll use that. Now I'm going to paint it and then clear coat it, and we'll see what it looks like. So this is the before. So here's a little better close-up of the damaged area. It's kind of a deep gouge there. It's more than just through the paint. It's pushing the plastic up, so that's kind of the worst part of it right there. Okay, I got my 2000 grit sandpaper here. Wet it down a little bit and do some very light sanding here. Try to remove the height of the groove. I've got a little popsicle stick here. I don't know if this is gonna help or not. I thought I'd try a sanding block, but the only sanding block I have is pretty big. It's kind of a long, narrow groove. So now I've got a special little tool that came with a paint pen, supposed to help kind of prepare the groove, kind of smooth it out and make it accept the paint a little better. So this is gonna like hopefully smooth it out and make a nicer surface for the paint, so it won't be so irregular. And I've got some 90% isopropyl alcohol. Put it on there real quick and get any grease out of here, get it ready to accept some paint. I don't want to leave that alcohol in there very long, so let's dilute it with some water really fast. So I've got my Honda Pearl Coronado blue paint, and I'm gonna shake it up real good. I saw a trick on YouTube where a guy put the paint on and he took a brand new razor blade and went like that to try to make it sit flush. So I'm gonna try that. Don't know how that's gonna go. I've seen some of these paint pens and the paint just starts pouring off of it really fast. Not what you want. So let's see, looks like I might be able to kind of drip it on there. Let's see. Okay, let me get the cap back on. Let's see if this does anything. That's working pretty good. It picks up a little bit on the razor blade there. Pull this back. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry and then I'll go for another coat. So I ended up not liking the razor blade idea, because what it was doing was taking the paint out of the groove and smearing it all along the edge of the razor blade. So I took the 2000 grit and sanded it back down again, and to just really super lightly, just to take off the paint that came up out of the groove. And I'm just going to try to take that paint pen and just touch it inside the groove there, and I'm allowing about 20 minutes between coats for everything to dry out. I think this one, third time might be the charm. paint pros would probably be laughing at me right now, but we went down the line again with the pen and trying to hit all the spots. Hopefully that's gonna get a final sanding and then buffing out and be a little bit smoother. Some wet 2000 grit and get it down to the level of the case. Okay, I got the clear coat ready here. So I just put one more layer of clear coat on it. So I did one down in the groove and then one just kind of flat over the top, and you can barely feel it. I was thinking, I don't know if I should sand it down again or not, but I'm just going to leave it. And so now what I've got is some turtle wax polishing compound. Says it removes light to medium scratches and haze, which is what I would call what 2000 grit sandpaper leaves you. And then I'm going to finish it off with this Meguiar's liquid wax. So we'll see how that does for me. Old washcloth here, wet it down a little bit, and I got the Meguiar's, or the turtle wax polishing compound here. And we'll do this first. Maybe I've got a new towel here for wax off, or polishing compound off. So this was the third coat of polishing compound. I think the real test will be what this looks like out in the sunshine. I mean, it'll always have a scar on it, but maybe it won't look too bad. Okay, here's the final removal of the polishing compound. Yeah, I've got the Meguiar's Ultimate Liquid Wax going on. This is really great stuff. You can get it at Wally Mart. Probably going down the whole length of it with the wide tip of the clear coat applicator was a mistake. But we'll see what it looks like in the sunlight again. So here's the final result where it counts outside in the sunlight. It's an old side case. It's got some other marks on it already anyway. But if you know where to look, you can see the imperfection on it, but it's pretty subtle and kind of accomplished what I wanted to, which is get rid of the worst part of it. Makes me want to wax the rest of my motorcycle now too. I'll probably go after some of the smaller scratches now that I know how to do the big ones.